Hi.
Hello.
Hey, gang, it's me, your best friend, the indoor adventurer. I am a professional, most certainly. So, I would like to say there is some issues that is going on with our donation extension down below. Currently, I have switched it up so that way the first half of the day was going to be the Trevor Project, and then the second half of the day was going to be the Take This organization. The donation tiers are still the same, so you can give players advantage, criticals, items of wonder, all of that, and we are actually going into this game with a clean slate, as at the end of the last game that we just played, which was Dungeon World, our dear friend GB stated that we used up all of our criticals. So, easy to keep track of when we don't have them currently. But you guys can help make that possible and change it. Today is July 27th, 2019, and you are loved. It is a very important thing to remember here on the Guildhome Gathering charity stream. Also, for every new follower that we get on the channel from now until the end of the day, $5 will be donated to the Tiny Changes organization from multiple people. I'm donating $1, Sarah's donating $1, JD's donating $1, RJ and Graybeard. Lots of people are just donating singular dollars because, again, tiny changes end up making a difference. And what's a tinier change than just being like, I have 4 quarters in this small arcade machine, why not? So that is my spiel for the beginning, other than, of course, you could find us Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here at twitch.tv/indoor adventures. And from the end of last stream, thanks to It's Bigsby for winning the Ghosts of Saltmarsh on Roll20. I'm excited for you. I have a note written down so that way I don't forget who won what. And at the break, we are going to have Sarah announce who wins her excellent pins. So get ready for that because they look gorgeous. They look great, and I'm excited. But with that, hey Sarah, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Juliet, and you should all already know who I am because I am like so popular.
All right. And JD, who are you playing today?
Hi, my name's JD. I am playing Melody. I'm a bit of a tomboy.
Excellent. And Archangelic, who are you playing today?
I am going to be playing Gracie, the Girl Scout, who also just wants to be an Ewok in the woods.
And my name is the Indoor Adventurer, and today I will be playing a young Girl Scout named Emiko. She's a little Japanese-American girl who just enjoys being in the woods and also hates being in the woods because she's superstitious as fuck. And LB.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup, and I will be your dungeon mistress for the evening. It's a good thing that Emiko is very superstitious because it's going to get spoopy up in here. So we are going to be playing Kids on Bikes. A couple things. The players have run through the book, so if they have any questions, feel free to ask me. Let me run through just a quick explanation of the system. You all have different dice to roll for different attributes for your character, which will allow you to can succeed or fail on rolls. If you roll the highest on that dice, it explodes, which means you get to roll it again and add that number. So if you have a d6 for your brains, you roll it, you roll a 6, it explodes, you roll it again, and then you add that number to the last number. You will have something called adversary tokens. You each have 10, so please write that down. These can be added to your rolls as like a +1. So each token is a +1. And if you guys, the donation system, Indoor, we decided that, what did we decide with the donations?
So, because advantage is rather difficult, as well as things like criticals in a game like Kids on Bikes, those donation tiers will instead just give us more of those adversity tokens as characters, so that way we can use them for our advantage. Okay. And Okaran asks, can dice explode multiple times?
Absolutely. They can explode until they stop. So roll a 6 13 times, you're really going to succeed on whatever it is, because there is a sliding scale for success and failures, which means if you fail something and you, let's say I say the difficulty is a 10 and you roll a 4. Okay, well, you fail, but if you add tokens to it, you'll fail less. Because if you fail, I believe the scale is if you fail 10 or by 10 or more, that means that you could die. So think about that. No problems. No problems. Yeah, like I said, everyone has a different set of skills. So some people might have D20s in brains or brawn or all that sort of stuff. So just know what your stuff is. If you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, are there any questions so far?
No.
Okay. No? All right, cool. The first thing with Kids on Bikes, in any game that you play, usually you set up the town. So I have a idea of what the town is, kind of what it looks like, but we need to put some facts into it. So I would like to know from these kids, what is the name of our city? I will not accept anything that is obscene. These are children.
Boogersville?
No, it can't be Fuckersville.
No, Boogersville.
Oh, Boogersville. Boogersville might be acceptable. I wonder what the mascot would be.
I was gonna say there's Pitland. It just kind of stinks.
Pitland.
Pitlandia.
Pitlandia. Pitland City.
I was gonna say Amityville.
Ooh, I like Amityville.
Just
All
Pitt
right.
City.
What is it?
Just Pitt City. Like it's
Just Pitt City?
Pitt City.
Yeah. All right. So we need to go through Pitt City. What notable locations are there in Pitt City? There is a quarry that has since been left. The company that owned it moved out of town, so it is an empty quarry. But what other notable locations are there in this town? There's the Dairy Queen, obviously. This is the 80s.
Gotta be a
Obviously.
mall.
Mall.
Yeah, a mall.
What should we call it?
For the mall, we could have it be like the Lancaster Shopping Center.
yeah, something real generic.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else in the town?
We got Pizza Joint from Graybeard.
Pizza joint.
Ooh, an arcade. I like
Ooh, an
arcade.
Does the
Right.
Pizza Joint have a basement?
Does it have a
good.
basement? I don't know. You guys tell me.
Good.
What if it's a combo pizza place arcade?
Slash
So that way
arcade.
the arcade is like on the bottom floor and then the pizza place is on the top floor.
Exactly what I
Or
was
you're
thinking.
speaking
All
my
right.
language.
This is all right. The possibility it is absolutely there is a roller rink, but this is the 80s, so
It is
It
not
is
dying.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an actual fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So the pizza arcade.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pizza
got it.
arcade. Let's see. The pizza arcade, we'll call it. That's someone just say.
Yeah, Showbiz. It's a
Yeah,
Showbiz.
Showbiz.
Pizza.
Pizza.
I like that.
All right.
A
Any
youth
other
center?
thing? A youth center. Okay.
I don't think we need a youth center. I think that's what
It-
the roller rink is.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a kind of a small town, so what was the place called?
Pitt City?
No.
Pitt City.
Showbits.
Showbiz. Yeah, Showbiz Pizza and
All right.
Pizza and Arcade.
All right. And then what is the school mascot for the middle school and high school?
Badger.
Badger. And then the high school, something a little bit more intimidating. No offense, Badgers. To any Badgers watching this.
As there are crows walking out my window, why not the Ravens?
Anyone? Good? All right. The Pitt City Ravens. Geez, they are. They are.
Yeah, can't do anything about it.
If you see a crow and you're like, that's a pretty big crow, it's obviously a raven.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so any other things we want to add to our town before we begin? All right.
I think that's good on my end.
Cool. We good to go? Jump into this, B? All right. I'm going to do a little intro and then we will describe our characters and get into things. So, the year is 1984. And I would like to introduce the city of Pitt City. Nestled in the heart of the Midwest, temperatures are usually mild in the summer and frozen in the winter. The population of Pitt City is around 5,826, and it's like most small towns in the Midwest. Lots of farmers, cornfields, there's a Dairy Queen, the Showbiz Pizza and Arcade. Uh, the Dairy Queen is the main attraction when there isn't a high school football or baseball game. But there is a large empty quarry to use. The large empty quarry used to offer an abundance of jobs to the town until the company picked up and moved elsewhere. Bruce Springsteen played on the radio in the grocery store as the housewives and their small children shop. The men of the town have moved on to larger business jobs someplace deeper in the city. Anyone in Pitt City would describe it as typical. That was until the accident. 9 months ago, a tragedy struck the town. On their way home from a win against a rival high school team, the Badgers, the bus carrying the junior varsity football team crashed. No one's really sure but how the bus crashed, but the aftermath was devastating. The only survivor was a boy named Eric Newman. He was a junior at Pitt City High School. The crash changed not only Eric, but the whole town. Everyone knew someone who died. The town went on into mourning and bringing a shift in the atmosphere. People became more reserved, opting to stay in rather than take part in the town functions. The spring fair was canceled and the Sadie Hawkins dance had its lowest turnout in high school history. 9 months and the town still hasn't moved on. But that's not what our story's about. Let's move to Pitt City Middle School, home of the Badgers, where lunch has just concluded and the 8th grade students have made it to their 4th hour classes. We'll focus on Mr. Hewitt's geology class. As he drones out about moth scale, his white chalk makes a line across the green board. In the room, we find our adventurers. I'd like us to go around and describe our characters, what they look like, and what their notes look like in their notebook. Let's start with Juliet.
Juliet is sitting not in the back with like the burnout kids and not in the front with like the really smart kids, but she's kind of like in the middle where she can just kind of coast and just like be ignored a little bit. And she's sitting there. She's got her pigtails in with her cute little barrettes and her cute little pink outfit. And she's sitting there and she's doodling and she's not really paying attention because she doesn't have to pay attention. Like it's middle school. It doesn't matter.
Okay. And Gracie, what do you look like?
So Gracie, you could tell her hair was done in the morning, but it has become kind of a mess throughout the day. She's wearing like culottes. She's probably a little too old to be wearing them, but her mom insists on it. But she's trying to take notes, but she keeps zoning out. And her desk is just full of papers. They're kind of overflowing. No one knows where all these papers have come from, but they somehow have accumulated at her desk.
All right, cool. All right, what does Melody look like?
So Melody is sitting also in the middle because the burnout kids scare her and the popular kids scare her too. She's wearing a dress and has her hair in pigtails because she and her mom have an agreement that if she wears dresses to school and public functions, she can go play in the woods when she gets home. And my notes, I'm trying real hard to focus and to take good notes, but they're illegible. And I keep daydreaming about playing computer games or being outside.
What kind of computer games do you have? An Atari?
Mm-hmm. Play that
Solid.
Pong.
Yes. All right, Miko, what do you look like?
Emiko is like her school. Do we wear uniforms or is it like more free? She is wearing like, she looks like she should be in a school with uniforms. Like, she wears pretty much the same clothes every day. It's just a very nice white button-up shirt, a very pleasant looking skirt, I guess. She has short black hair that is down to her shoulders, doesn't really come out past that, as well as the bangs have been cut in a very straight line, so that way it is just a little viewport into her face, but she doesn't really show much of her forehead. And then her notes are very meticulous, but they aren't in English, as it's easier for Emiko to then just write everything out in Japanese in her notebook rather than writing it out in English, just because of a language barrier. But it's like the equivalent of Spanglish, except between iconography and actual like letters. So there will be some words that are just written in English, and then it just picks up with characters again immediately underneath, like if she doesn't know the word.
Right.
So it's very much just like a mishmash of notes in her notebook. And I would also like to say thank you for the follow, Rascal. $5 has been donated to the Tiny Changes organization in your name. So thank you.
Yay! I don't have a bong. Bong!
Crazy.
Sorry.
There we go.
All right. Thank you very much for the follow. So as we zoom out from our students, we zoom back into our teacher. And Mr. Hewitt has turned back to the class, and he says, well, all right, students, it's going to be the weekend soon, and I think that it's time for a nice little homework assignment for you guys. Are we excited to learn a little bit about geology out in the real world? And he kind of pauses and waits for a reaction. Mostly it's just groans from everyone. And he says, all right, yes, Melody.
Is that like studying rocks?
Well, this is geology, yes. So yeah, that's a spirit, guys. Come on, it's not that boring. The geology is all around you, you know? So what I'm gonna have you guys do is I'm gonna have you break into groups, and you're going to have to get together and create a project together. We're going to, since we're learning about this scale, the Moss scale, I would like you all to put together a presentation. I would like you to gather 10 rocks from the wild and determine their hardness and which one is the hardest, which one is the softest. If you can find gems or anything like that, it has to be from the wild, and you need at least 10 different kinds. So let me, and he pulls out his clipboard, and he's going to start naming people to be in groups, and we find that our adventurers have been placed in this project together, along with a little ginger girl named Cody, with a K. She's a transfer student from Israel. So the teacher, Mr. Hewitt, all right, everyone get your desks together, push together, so you guys can determine, you know, when you would like to go out and you know, make friends before you figure out who's going to do what part of the project. But I would like you to do most of it together, because that's you know, togetherness is important, right? Especially in our town. All right, push your desks together.
Emiko just stands up, grabs the side, like she's not going to try and like scoot her desk over while she's in it, and just very quietly moves her desk over towards whoever is nearest to her. Mm-hmm. Also, in the hut, thank you for the follow. You have donated $5 towards the Tiny Changes organization, so thank you.
I think I know who that is.
I think we all do.
Thanks, Booba.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks. Yeah, so you guys, you hear a cacophony of scraping sounds, which Mr. Hewitt apparently did not remember that is a thing that happens when a bunch of children move their desks in their room. So once that dies down, you find yourselves in a semicircle of 5 desks. And yeah. So Cody is kind of just sitting there. She's quiet. You guys might know her a little bit. She came to this country from Israel, and she just is usually pretty quiet. She's tried to nail down her accent and understand all of the idiosyncrasies of the language, but it is very difficult for her. So she just kind of smiles and pulls out a notebook and opens it up, waiting for someone to take the lead in this project because it's not going to be her.
Gracie from her bag actually pulls out another bag that has a bunch of rocks in it that she just apparently carries around.
Is this using your skill?
I had put down that she had a rock collection.
Rock collection. Perfect. Nice. Okay.
You have really nice rocks, Gracie.
Thanks. Never know when I have to throw them at somebody.
You carry those around with you like all the time?
All the time. And she kind of gives you dagger eyes.
And Emiko just nods, and she says, very much. What she ends up saying is, "My grandmother always told me that rocks contain certain guardians in them, and it's better if we actually carry at least a few with us at any given point of time." And I'm going to use my prepared feat. Or feature to, I believe, spend an adversity token, and I will pull out a little rock that has a engraving of a symbol of protection on it.
Perfect. Mark that token off.
Done.
All right. So as you guys are discussing this, Mr. Hewitt is going to come around and Gracie, what is this? Why do you have? I mean, I appreciate that you appreciate the science, but I mean, I didn't know you appreciated it that much.
And she kind of just slowly puts it back. She's like, did I do something wrong?
Oh no, I just want to make sure that you guys are going to go out and actually collect rocks and not just use the ones that you have from home, you know?
Okay.
That is the assignment, after all. Okay. And he kind of pushes up his glasses and moves on to the next group. And then Cody kind of tucks a hair behind her ear, and she says, "So, when are we? Do we have to go do stuff like in the woods, or where?"
Yay!
Yeah. Then I know where to get some good rocks in the woods.
Okay.
Ugh, the woods. It's so dirty. Like, ugh, gag me with a spoon.
Thank you for that, Sarah.
I got more.
So like, when should we go?
We can go tonight. Don't have Girl Scouts tonight.
Okay.
I can go after dinner.
Okay. Should we like give each other our phone numbers or something?
Where would we want to meet up? We could pick a time.
You want to just meet up at like the arcade or something and get like pizza?
My parents are going to insist I eat dinner before going out.
Mine too.
Oh, well, my parents are never home, so like I'll just meet you guys there.
Emiko will nod, and she'll want to go to the arcade.
Okay, I'll go too. 6. And then the people who will have to come later will just see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring flashlights.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
Emiko just kind of shrinks up a little bit and just, are we going to be outside after dark very long? It would be better if we searched for rocks when it was still daylight out.
What day of the week is it?
It is a Wednesday
Wednesday. Okay.
because math. I don't know.
Well, maybe we can just do it right after school. I think it can. Maybe got some time before dinner.
At least a few hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
That works.
I'll have to go home and tell my mom. Okay, meet at the arcade at 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like totally rad. That's fine.
Cool. She kind of like smiles at Juliet, like, I hope she likes me, and goes back to scribbling in her notebook.
Juliet's just gonna check her hair for split ends and not notice.
All right.
Okay, so we have decided our timing. We're gonna jump cut ahead, and we don't need to play out the whole school day unless you guys want to go to your math classes and social studies and learn about, I don't know, whatever's happening in 94.
Gracie's
Ew.
just gonna spend all day just like making designs for rock traps. So
I would also like to say, our dear friend Graybeard, as well as our other friend, our recent friend, the Big Z, have both donated for gifts from the guild, which, DM, however you see fit, we will all receive an item of wonder, which is
Ooh.
entirely up to you. And then the Big Z also donated an additional item of wonder. So you have one
my
for each of
God.
us and then an additional one.
Oh my gosh, Biggs, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Items of wonder.
Yes.
what does that mean in 1980s Midwest?
Oh, yeah, right? Jeez Louise.
Obviously it means like some totally awesome shoes or something. Or some good lip gloss.
Lip gloss. Mood changing nail polish.
Ooh, sign Juliet up.
Okay.
Blockbuster rewards card. Oh my god.
So yeah, it is entirely up to the GM to dole these out. You can give them at any point during this adventure.
Okay.
So
I think now would be a good time for one of them where we will thank you for the donation, guys. Didn't say it. But so when you guys go home to tell your parents that you are going to go out to collect rocks with friends, you each get to pick up something from your house that you wouldn't normally get to take with you. So let's say, okay, 80s items. You can't take a car.
R13.
Anyone have ideas? Yeah.
could I bring a flute?
A flute?
Yes, a musical instrument.
You may bring your flute.
Excellent.
Okay. Gracie, you get your father's industrial, like World War II, or not World War II, flashlight
Nice.
that's like super bright and lasts forever. We'll just say forever. Juliet, is there something particular you wanted?
Not in particular. I'll leave it up to you.
Oh, thanks. Really appreciate that. I think maybe for Juliet, we do something, something your mom gives you, or no, your parents aren't home, are they?
No, they're like never there.
Right.
That means that
exactly.
she has the full range to take whatever the fuck she wants.
Exactly. I'm gonna say you can take $40 from the stash of money that your parents keep in the house, like in the tin can.
Awesome.
for whatever you decide to use it for. Melody, do you have any ideas?
Maybe she gets to change into much more comfortable shoes for walking in the woods.
Okay.
Like a
Comfortable
good pair of
shoes.
boots.
Let's say you get bug spray as well.
Awesome.
Wondrous.
Wondrous bug spray.
Okay, so we will jump cut ahead to the arcade. Cody is going to be waiting outside. She's picking at her nails and playing with her hair very nervously. She's not used to hanging out with people. And as you guys arrive, one at a time, and then suddenly you are all just there. The arcade hasn't been as frequented as it used to be. Again, the feeling in the town is very sad, somber from the event that happened. People still haven't really gotten over it. So there's not that many kids that get to go out to the arcade. There's not a lot of people downtown. It seems like your small sleepy town has become slower and sleepier. So as you guys arrive outside this wondrous place, what would you guys like to do?
Juliet's gonna go in and she's gonna get herself 2 slices of pizza, a Coke, and probably like a side of fries. But it's gonna be like some weird power move where she only eats like half of one slice of pizza and just doesn't touch the rest.
Nice. All right, that'll cost you $3.
Emiko would probably be next to Cody, and very much also like, I don't know how to interact with people. You also seem like you don't know how to interact with people. Let's not interact with people together. So it seems like we are interacting.
I love it.
I totally join them.
Mm-hmm.
Gracie's gonna show up with the she's gonna have the flashlight slinged on her shoulder. Yeah, she's ready.
All right, sounds perfect. So Cody's just gonna, once everyone's gathered, Juliet's finished her half of a piece of pizza. She's gonna eye the fries a little bit, but kind of retain herself. And then she's gonna, so where are we going?
Well, if the goal is to find rocks, there's always the quarry.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
Gracie's good at finding rocks. Gracie, where do you go?
Yeah, the quarry has a ton of rocks, different kinds, different layers of the earth.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
All right. Yeah. Did you guys all arrive on your bikes?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's get this kids on bikesing away. You all mount up on your bikes, and does anyone have one that has gears?
No.
Single speed, my friend. Parents do not trust me with gears.
So you all start going on your way. Would you like to describe to me what your bikes look like, since that is important in this game?
I'll go last. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Juliet has a pink Schwinn, like one of those cruisers, and she has there's not a flaw in the paint at all because she keeps it perfect. Otherwise, her daddy just buys her a new one. And it has a pretty pink basket on the front, and there's flowers on the basket.
Okay. Indor?
I have my dad's bike. It is not a bike that is meant for a kid. It is just one of those things where my family didn't necessarily have access to a bunch of modes of transportation, so they just went with bikes as a cheaper than a car, healthier, gets you out and moving. And so Emiko doesn't really like the fact that she has to ride on a bike. She would much prefer if her family did have a car like everybody else in her cul-de-sac, but she makes do with it when she can.
Okay. Gracie?
Gracie, it looks at one point she had a bike very similar to Juliet, but it has since been just. It looks like it got dragged through the woods. It's covered in mud. The basket has a hole in the bottom. Like it's not. It gets her places, but it's covered in mud, dirty. The labels have all been kind of scraped off.
Mm-hmm. Solid. And Melody, what kind of bike do you have?
I got mine for Christmas, and it's bright pink with pink streamers hanging off the handlebars. And it has a little white basket with a little pink princess hat on the front.
She seems super excited about this bike. I feel like whenever you ride your bike, you're just like frown the whole time.
I don't like it. I wanted a blue one.
You guys begin to make your way out of the main thoroughfare of the town, down the one main road of the that leads out of the city. You pass the police station. The mall is the other way, but as you continue on this road, you don't see many people. You don't see the police officers are kind of sitting in their cars, parked on the streets, waiting for someone to call. Not a lot is going on today. And as you make your way out of the town, the quarry is about a mile off sort of a road that's split off from the main road. It begins paved, but then quickly moves to a rubbly type road as they stopped doing maintenance on the road because nobody goes out there. Nobody's supposed to go out there. So you guys hop off the crumbling road onto the gravel that's next to it and continue on your way until you get to the fence perimeter of the quarry. And Gracie, I would like you to make a roll for me.
Sure.
I would like you to roll your brains difficulty 6.
4.
4. You have 10 tokens.
All right. So what will I need to do with those tokens? So it's like a +1 to it?
Yeah,
So,
each token is a +1.
all right. So we'll just throw 3 at it. Why not? Or like, do I need to meet or do I need to go over?
You need to meet it.
Okay. So I'll do 2.
Okay. So you remember exactly the place where you can sneak in through the gate. You will have to leave your bikes outside of the fence perimeter, but you can easily show everyone where to go.
It's right through here. Can't fit the bikes through, but it's okay. We won't be going too far. That may be a lie. No one knows.
Yeah, Emiko, there's a moment of hesitation when she leaves her bike because she knows, like, this isn't hers. If it gets lost or damaged, like, she's gonna get shit for it later. So it's one of those, like, she finds a spot that has higher growing grass and just sort of tucks it away and tries to use any kind of scout ability that she might have to really, like, cover it with brush and just make it look like it isn't there.
Cool.
Here, Amiko, I'll just leave mine out in the open, and then if somebody comes by, they'll just take mine.
But then you wouldn't have a bike.
That's okay.
It's
get a
fine.
new-
If they take yours, then you can just ride on my handlebars back. It's fine.
Cody looks very like, oh, I want to ride on her handlebars.
I know where this is going.
They are 13 children. Come on. You all.
Start them young.
Jeez Louise.
Nasty.
Okay. Moving on. You guys crawl through and make your way through the fence. You are able to, and then as you walk out, you do see the quarry is vast and large and open. It's about a quarter of a mile from one side to the other. There is a switchback that leads you down. You're currently not on the side where there is a switchback, so you're going to have to walk around. And as you do, you may look for some rocks. So why don't we roll some dice? And you, another thing about this game, you can determine how you achieve a goal as well. You just have to tell me how you do it. So if you want to use brains for this, if you want to use brawn, you just let me know how you are going to do it, and I will let you know the difficulty.
Gracie's just gonna use brains because she's looking for like specific types of rocks. She wants to find multiple different layers.
Mm-hmm. And you've been here before. On the top, I'm going to say it's harder to find things, but as you continue down, so it'd be a difficulty of 4 for Gracie since she's been here before.
7.
So. Nice. You find 2 rocks that are very interesting and different. One is a pale one that seems to be very tough. It's held together well. And one is a more of a grayish, almost clay-like color that seems to be a little bit more crumbly, and you think they'll be good to match against each other. Who else?
I would like to spend an adversity token to use my intuitive ability. So I can ask the GM a question, and then you will try and respond as best you can. Cool. So our instructor had told us about the possibility of bringing in gems as well as rocks that we find. Knowing, like, having been here in the town with the quarry, would I know if this quarry would have had any kind of gem export from it? Like, would we be able to find one of these gems here?
Since you are spending your adversary token, I'm going to say yes.
All right. So I am going to try and look for a gem.
Okay.
Big gem.
All right. Well, how are you going to do it?
I am going to use my brains because I am also a scout-like trained individual. So I'm more going to try and identify the sidewalls. Because again, I take notes in geology class.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
So I'm more looking at, like, okay, based on the layers in the rocks as they go up, which layer would have the best would have the most likelihood of finding one of these, like, rarer gems, because obviously I have to do the best in class, or at least try.
All right, I'm gonna say it's a difficulty of 6.
That is a 12.
Solid. You know that if there are going to be any gems that you're gonna find, you're gonna have to go down into the mine part of the quarry, which is within. You're gonna have to go down the switchbacks and back in. So we will pause on that. And how are the other girls gonna be getting your rocks?
I'd like to use my grit skill.
Okay.
So I'm wearing my awesome boots, so I'm ready to hike down that switchback.
Sure.
And I can stop and kind of like rumble through the gravel and dirt and see what I can find.
Okay, this will be a 4 difficulty of your grit.
I rolled a 1.
You have 10 tokens. You do not have to use them, but you can.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use 3.
Okay, keep track, mark it down. You at first it is very difficult to find rocks. Everything looks gray here. Everything looks like the same. And you did see Gracie pick up a rock that was very similar to all of the other rocks that are around you. So you're having a little bit of trouble. But as you guys continue down into the quarry, you are able to pick up 2 more rocks. One is more of a brown tone. You think it might have some sort of ore in it or something similar, something like that. And then you are able to find a white rock, which seems to be very tough. All right, Juliet. How are you finding these rocks?
I'm just gonna kind of look at the ground and just be like, I want to try and like charm Cody into going and finding some rocks for me because I don't want to get my new kids all dusty and dirty.
That is acceptable. Please roll your charm. I'm going to say it's a difficulty of 4 because she wants to appease you.
I got a nat 20 +1.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So, as you guys wow. So as you guys are searching as you're going down, Cody's kind of dragging her feet on this whole thing. You see Juliet walk over to Cody, and you know that Juliet's good at talking to people. She's can put on the charm when she wants to. She's very good at manipulating adults to get what she wants, which is how she gets everything she wants. But you've never really seen it up close and in action. The words, she's dancing around the subject and making it just seem so appealing. And you guys kind of almost want to find rocks for her too. Like, hey, maybe I could be, like one of her friends if that's something that appeals to you, maybe after this project we'll like hang out or something, and that would be fun. She's like a down to earth girl.
Okaran also did present a good point. Die explosion on your natural 20.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So roll the
Does that mean I have to roll again?
Yeah.
You do.
Roll your d20 again.
Oh gosh. Hang on.
On forever.
That's a 7.
Okay. I mean, you already like way exceeded expectations on this, but thank you for letting us know about the die explosions and keeping us honest.
Yes, and also thank you, Astrobetic, for the follow. You have earned $5 towards the Tiny Changes organization.
Yay.
Thanks, dude.
Do it.
Another super rad dude.
That is so cool.
Oh, that sound.
Yeah. All right. So as I can't do a self high five. I just clapped. You have to keep one.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, thanks. Anyways, so you guys continue to make your way down into the quarry. There are some offshoots and some like tunnels that lead in. There's some objects that have been left around, and this is where we will get our second item of wonder. You guys can pick from a hand axe, like a pickaxe, but not like a pickaxe. So something small that you could keep in your pocket. A pocket knife, like a what are they called? The Leatherman that has different sets of tools in it. A hammer, like a regular hammer, or a what are the soft hammers that you use on like
a mallet?
A mallet. Or as your item of wonder, you can find a something left behind by the miners. Maybe it's money, coins, something like that, or an outfit, a miner's outfit, a belt buckle, something like that. Maybe one of you finds an arrowhead, so think about that if you'd like to pick up something. But as you guys are finding these items, I would like everyone to make a brains, and it's going to be a difficulty of 10.
Alrighty. Also, thank you, Danner's Backer, for the follow. You have earned $5 towards the Tiny Changes organization.
Thank you.
Yes, we have a new sound.
Why is that so satisfying?
I don't know. It's so fun, though. Gigi, I see why you love it.
Yes.
So I got a 4.
I got a 2.
I got 1.
I got 17.
Woo! All right, you guys. As you guys are finding these items and searching through them, Gracie, you hear a noise. And you can see across the way, coming down into the quarry is a person, and it's someone that you recognize, and everyone in the town recognizes. It's Eric Newman, the sole survivor of the tragic bus crash that happened 9 months ago. He doesn't notice you, any of you, as there are many rocks and outpouring. He seems to be very focused on what he's doing. His head is low, his shoulders are slumped down. He's almost dragging his feet. He just seems to be moving slowly, and he disappears into one of these tunnels in the quarry.
Quick question. Is he our age or older?
He is a junior in high school.
A junior? Okay.
I will tap whoever's closest to me and just kind of point over across, just so everyone can see. What's he doing out here?
Do you think he also has an assignment to look for rocks?
Possible. It's still weird though.
Yeah, like, why is he walking like that? Like, wouldn't that hurt your back?
Should we go talk to him?
Thanks for the biddies.
Thank you, Okaran. Well, we're not supposed to be here.
Neither is he.
It's worth at least investigating.
Oh my gosh, I'll go over there and say hi to him. Like, it's not that big a deal. Like, he's just a person.
Okay.
And Juliet's just gonna march off. She's just gonna be like, "Hey, Eric!"
And as you yell his name, he has disappeared into one of the tunnels. So you guys are welcome to follow him. And do you choose to follow him?
Man, I'm following Juliet, if anything. I'm not following Eric. I'm more just trying to make sure that Juliet doesn't wander down a tunnel, and that's the last we hear of her.
Gracie says out loud, I may not like Juliet, but I don't want her to die. And she puts the flashlight on her shoulder and just starts going after her.
Cody is directly on Juliet's heels. She's got like 4 rocks in her hand. Here, I got these for you.
Okay, cool. Great. Hey, Eric!
As you guys enter into the tunnel system, none of you have really explored this deep or this specific tunnel. So it's not set up to confuse people. There is signage everywhere. Whoa. Lens flare. This isn't a Michael Bay film. Come on.
You're right. It's a J.J. Abrams flick.
Oh, no.
Turn on my flashlight.
You guys make your way into the tunnel system. He was a little bit a ways ahead of you, so you don't see him when you turn in, and you follow the sounds that you can hear, the movements down through a tunnel system. You break off to the right. You start going, and you get to a point where you are a little uneasy with how far you've gone into this cave system. Where you maybe not so sure you can make it back, but if you keep going and turning and going through, you're concerned maybe that you won't have the map memorized in your head. And as you get to that point, you kind of see this an interesting thing as far as geology goes. You see a crack, a vein of gem, and Emiko, you this is where you find a very nice, clear-looking gem. You would know it wouldn't be diamond or anything like that, but it would be something nice for this. And as you go to collect it, you see that in this vein, It continues on a little bit, and then there is a crack in the wall. And it's odd that there would be a crack in a wall that you could kind of feel air coming through. Would you like to tell your fellow adventurers?
I collect my little bit. I'm assuming it's quartz. If it's just generally within a quarry that's not specifically for gems, it's probably quartz, but quartz is still cool.
Yep.
And she definitely, after getting at least one bit that she knows could actually do well enough in class, she's going to point out to the others and just, is that structurally sound?
And as you guys look over, you can see in the crack there's some light in there, but it seems like it's maybe a reflected light from somewhere else, like the sunlight has found its way in there somehow. And as you look in, you kind of hear a noise. You hear this footstep. Maybe it's Eric. But you look inside the crack, and the chamber within seems to be dimly lit. There is sort of a fog about the room. Maybe it has a little bit of a ominous or foreboding atmosphere. And as your eyes search for Eric, they land upon a moving shadow, which very well might be him. But as it moves through the mist, it seems off. Its gait is unnatural for a human. It's too stiff. And as you all fixate on this darkness, out of the corner of your eyes, you catch movement. Eric enters the chamber from your left. His shoulders are slumped, his head is down. You think to yourselves for a moment to shout out, to warn him about the movement in the shadows. Or are the shadows actually moving? But then you hear Eric's voice. From sobbing breath, he says, I can't. I miss them so much. I miss all of them. I have nothing left anymore. The mist begins to lick at his feet. The shadows move forward, and as it does, you can hear what would be footsteps, but it sounds like a scraping sound, followed by a sharp exclamation on the stone. With each movement in the dark, your bones start to shiver. Your eyes catch a reflection, two in fact. It reminds you of a cat's eyes, two large balls of white shadow. Each moves deeper. Eric moves deeper into the chamber. His back is to you now. His words echo on the cold stone. I feel so empty, so cold. I can't. It's too much. His words trail off. For a brief moment, there is only the sound of his sobbing. You want to reach out to speak to this man who clearly feels so alone. The silence breaks with a blown, curdling scream. You see a spike, white like a bone, sticking out from the back of Eric. Something has pierced through him, and before you can even breathe, Eric's body is consumed by the mist, his anguish giving it strength. The shadows move quickly, pulling Eric's body back towards it with frightening speed. And I would like you all to make a grit. And this would be a snap decision, if you have anything that says. This grit is going to be a difficulty of 10.
Eric's dead. Eric's fucking dead.
I got a 6.
I rolled a 3 on my D20.
If you guys would like to use tokens, you are welcome to. Just tell me
tokens.
end result. What?
I don't have enough tokens.
What was the difficulty?
At 10, it's a sliding scale. So if you, let's say you have an 8, it is better than if you have a 3.
I'm gonna use 3 of my tokens and go to a 6.
Okay. 6?
Yeah, I'm gonna use 4 and go to 5.
Okay.
I'm going to use 5 and go to an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna use 2 and go to an 8.
Okay. All right. Let me just check my
I'm gonna
notes.
cut into my prepared soon, but that's kind of on brand for Gracie. So
Right. All right. So, Gracie, you rolled a 5 total at the end.
mhm.
Gracie and Emiko scream. The two of you are shocked by this noise so close to you, and your hearts begin to race more than they were a moment ago. You look into the chamber to see if the creature has noticed, and all you see are the 2 white spots of light reflecting in your direction. What would you like to do?
I would like to hold my cat and feel way better about this current situation. I'm running. I am running so fast. Knife hands, just nope.
Everyone takes off, I assume?
Yeah, I mean Gracie is. I don't know.
All right, you guys take off down the chambers. Who is going to lead you out? Probably the person who has the highest brains.
Oh, I guess that's me, or
Yeah,
I guess
us.
one of the scouts. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I assist Gracie?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say you give her a +2.
Okay.
This is a difficulty of 6.
Okay.
Oh, what did Cody roll earlier? Did we roll for her?
No.
Okay.
So that's 8.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to book it out through this heart-pounding experience. You run out of the tunnels of this quarry. Do you continue up?
Yeah, the bike is the goal for Gracie. So
As soon as we're out of the cave, I'll turn around and see if my friend, did the rest of my classmates, I can't say friends yet, did the rest of my classmates end up making it out?
They are all directly behind you, including Cody, who is just eyes wide, tears down her face, booking it with you guys. You run with a quickness up these switchbacks, your heart's pounding, your chest on fire. Your lungs are so pressed with this upward movement and quickness. You make it to your bikes. What would you like to do?
what was that? What was that?
And Emiko just says under her breath, "Yokai." And she just looks very confused and says, "From my parents' country, there are creatures that live in the woods, that live underground, that exist in all things, and yokai."
Well, do they like kill people?
Sometimes they're just nuisances, bothers, like when your shoes go missing. You can say yokai. But in situations like this, it could be oni.
What's an oni?
A demon, an ogre.
Gracie has her scout manual open and just trying to figure out what animal this was. And it's it's not a bear, it's not a wolf.
Has Star Wars come out? Oh wait, no.
Yes.
Wait, has Labyrinth or not Labyrinth? Has a Legend with Tom Cruise come out yet?
I think that was 80.
I don't think so.
Damn it.
It is 84.
Okay.
It is now 84.
Then I will say, Tim Curry, Legend, big horns, oni.
Legend was 1985.
Damn it. The upcoming movie.
The previews.
Oh my god, look at him. Oh man.
Oh, have you never seen it?
What a handsome Tom Cruise, if I might.
Oh yeah.
LB Discord that. I want to see.
All right, important things. People are dying. Are you guys riding back to town? I take it.
Like, should we leave? Should we just like leave him?
If the Onis got him, we would just be waiting for the Oni to get us.
Call the police. We need to call the army. We need to call the Air Force.
I don't know.
And what do
any
we
of
tell
those
them? That like a
numbers.
smoke monster got him?
We weren't even supposed to be here.
It could be an alien.
I think we need to get out of here now. If that's you, we don't know if it's gonna come after us. It saw us, right? You saw
We
it.
should at least get help.
Police station.
Yeah, let's go there.
All right. You guys hop on your bikes and you pedal your little hearts out back towards town to the police station, where there is a woman at the front desk. She has her hair about as high as it can be as far as length goes. It's very Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. And she is on the phone with a notepad in her hand, kind of leaned back in her chair. Middle-aged woman as you burst through the doors. And she is currently on the phone.
There is an alien in the quarry. And he killed... Oh, I forgot his name. Like, as a player,
Eric.
I forgot.
His name was Eric.
She kind of, all right, I will make sure someone gets on that. Thank you. And she puts down the phone. One moment, and she just makes a note. Hey, Bill, I have another one for you. Yeah, here you go. And she kind of hands off. A fatter gentleman walks over. He's got an amazing mustache, and he grabs a piece of paper. Oh, thanks, Joyce. And he walks back into the back of the station. And she kind of pushes up her glasses. I'm sorry, children. What did you say?
Yokai!
There's something bad at the quarry.
We were getting rocks at the quarry. We saw Eric go into this place, and an alien killed him with its big spiky hands.
We don't know it was an alien.
What do you think it was?
Don't know.
All right, children, I think you've had enough sugar now. This is a police station. This is a very serious place. You can't just go around saying things like this, okay?
Can I try and charm her?
Others. You can definitely try and charm her. What do you say to her?
Okay, guys. Let me talk. Let me think here. Okay.
This is going to be a difficulty that's a little higher because we've already told her that this is
Aliens.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, aliens. I'm gonna say this is a 14 difficulty.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, we don't know what we saw, but we did see Eric go into the tunnels and then just disappear. So we don't know like if he fell down somewhere in the tunnels or if he hurt himself or if there's some like animal in there, but we saw him go in there and he did not come back out, and it was really scary.
Okay, make your roll.
It's an 11 plus 1, so 12.
12. Okay. Would you like to use tokens?
What was the difficulty?
14.
Yeah, let's add 2.
Okay. She kind of sits up in her chair. She looks at you, looks over the group. Would it make you feel better if I send someone down there?
Yes, ma'am, it would. Very much so. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need sage and holy water.
And possibly the
Emiko.
army.
Crazy. Shh.
All right. Can you tell me exactly where it happened in the quarry? It's kind of a big place.
Yeah, Gracie, can you tell her the route we took? Because I don't remember that part. I was following.
I imagine there's like a map of the town in this office.
Yeah. There is one on the wall. It has a block of the quarry.
Yeah, so she's going to actually point the route we took on on the map. We went through here, took a left here,
Uh-huh.
and we went under the fence here. You probably don't need to do that though. But
All right. I will send someone out there to take a look. And if we find out anything, I will let you know. All right? Now, all of you should not be going to the quarry. That is off limits for a reason. It is very dangerous. And if something did happen to Eric, that only proves my point, all right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
All right. Now, go on. She'll kind of shoo you out. And then she'll lean back and talk to Bill again.
Emmy just like hands at her sides, does a very brief bow, and then leaves. She has been presented with an authority figure, so that is the only way that she really knows how to deal with that. Do you think this would be a good time to go into our break?
Sure.
All right, so we are going to be heading into our break, but before we do that, we are going to start the giveaway timer. It is going to last for 10 minutes. As people have expressed that previously the giveaway timer was too short, but you could win your set of excellent pins. They all look fantastic.
So jealous.
I'm just going to buy them later
right?
for myself.
Probably.
LB, I'll get you some for Christmas. You cannot enter.
All right, so we are starting the giveaway. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly convince somebody to come back on and convince them to follow. So that way we can donate another $5 to the Tiny Changes organization. Or if you go to the link below in our chat, then you can also donate to help make a difference in our characters' lives, either through advantage, criticals, items of wonder, any of those kinds of things. So until then, we are going to be right back. So don't go no place, and we will see you guys
Take
soon.
all our money.
All right.
Take our money. Bye.
I had to make sure I hit the right button, and hello everybody, we are back from our break. The giveaway is still going on currently. There's about 2 minutes left, so if you would like to enter, now is the perfect time. Also, if you are just joining us, every new follower that we get not only receives a very satisfying gong kind of sound from JD hitting a water bottle, but it also donates $5 towards the Tiny Changes organization, which we have raised quite a bit of money for them today, more so than I was ever expecting that we would be able to. So thank you to everybody who has followed and helps make that a really cool thing that I get to say that we did. So with that, LB, where were we?
You guys were leaving the police station where they said that they would send somebody out to look at the quarry. Now you guys have a decision to make. What do you do now?
What can we do? We can't. I don't think a big stick in the woods is gonna do anything.
Cody is going to she has been wringing her the handlebars of her bike kind of in nervousness, and she's like, I'm going home. I can't do this. I have to go home.
But we have to get the rocks.
Well, we got some
She
rocks.
looks at Melody like, you want to look at rocks right now? We probably just saw someone die. I'm going home. And she just hops on her bike and quietly rides away.
We can either prepare to fight the Oni and try and defeat it ourselves, or we just go and find different rocks somewhere else. I don't know what to do.
How do you fight an Oni?
And she is going to do her best to recant the tale that she was told by her great-grandmother about how to defeat them, which is Only depending on which one have different they will have different weaknesses. For example, if you were up against a kappa, which is more of a water-based spirit, they have a bowl of water where their head is, and if the water ends up leaving the top of their head, then they are stuck in a permanent, more bowing-like position. And with this kind of creature, she doesn't know what it is the first bit. So she, if anything, says, well, we could go to the library or some other place that might let us know what kind of creature this is. It's not human. It is something else. It is not Eric. If you see Eric, don't believe him.
We can also lure it into a rock trap. And she pulls out a crumpled up note. Actually, she pulls out like two, and this is this one, and then it's the one she was drawing when you are in geology class. It's not detailed. It's really just some rocks and like a little stick figure under it.
Where are we gonna build a rock trap at, though?
In the quarry. There's plenty of rocks there.
But if we go back to the quarry and they send somebody else, they're just going to find us, and then we'll be in even more trouble.
You're right.
Okay, so like the library is totally lame, but let's like go look up ghost monsters and like spirit whatevers, and let's just see if there's like any truth to this. What's it called again?
Oni.
Oni? Let's go see if there's like any books even on this Oni thing, and like maybe we can find some way to like save Eric, because I guess he was kind of cute.
I'm sure the spear in his chest will heal fine.
Do you guys really think they're gonna send someone? I don't know if they believed us.
I don't know if they are either. We could go see.
Should we just like follow whoever leaves the precinct?
Yeah, let's do it.
And Emmy just nods.
Okay. You guys, where are you waiting? Are you just sitting outside? How are you doing this? How sneaky are you guys gonna be?
Is the precinct close to any of like the businesses that like kids would frequent?
Not
like within view?
really. It's within view of the. I mean, there's the grocery store downtown by the police station, but I mean that would be a place where you could just like sit outside, maybe get some candy or something, and sit outside, and that would be inconspicuous.
Okay, so we're probably there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys wait probably about 10 minutes, and you see a cop car pull out of the driveway. Oh my gosh, sorry, I just saw myself on the stream. You see the cop car pull out, and as you do, you kind of get on your bikes and start pedaling after this cop car. There seems you follow it to the quarry where it is parked outside. The police officers stop at the gate. You're able to kind of park off down the path a little bit, so where you can still see, but they don't see you. That isn't going to be too difficult. They get to the gate. They see that it's locked. It's chained. It's not the county's property. It's not the city's property. So they kind of like look around a little bit. They walk the perimeter a little bit. And as you follow them, they find a bike in the woods, and they kind of look at it and pick it up, see that there is a break in the chain. This is a separate area from where you guys got in. Seems like the security in the quarry was not very good. So they pick up the bike. They you see them radio in something. They grab the bike, put it in the trunk of the car, kind of tie it closed, and back out. You're able to hide in the brush again, and they are going to return to the station.
They didn't even go look for him.
Was that his bike?
It seemed like a larger bike than you guys have, except
Yeah.
for Himiko, who's riding her father's bike.
Yeah, I mean, the cop didn't bring it, so it must be that kid's.
What do we do? If that's all that they're going to do, the creature could still be in there. Or it might have already gotten out.
If it gets out, is that bad? Like, will it stay here?
No. Unless it is a creature that is bound to this place, then it could easily have even taken Eric's body as its own.
Oh. So now it's like a hot ghost?
What?
Never mind.
What does the temperature of the ghost have to do with any of this?
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's do this. Why don't we split up? A couple of us go to the library and someone come with me and we'll go talk to Cody and see if we can get her to like come back out with us, because like strength in numbers and the more the merrier or whatever.
Gracie, do you want to go to the library?
Yeah, I want a map of these mines.
So Emiko is totally down to go to the library with Gracie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Study
Let's go.
date.
We have just determined to split the party.
We're a bunch of kids. What's the worst that could happen?
So you get to the library. There's a tentacle monster. No,
Don't talk about the library like that.
You guys ride back into town, and before you split off, you do see outside of the police department, in the parking lot, there are the two cops that went to the quarry. They have the bike out, and they are chatting with another cop. It seems like they are doing something, whether it is making progression on this. You guys know as children, adults take a long time to do anything. So they might be doing something. It's hard to tell. And as you get to sort of the main thoroughfare of the town of Pitt City, the nerd squad goes off to the library, and Juliet and Melody are going to go off to I'm going to say you do know where Cody lives, just to simplify things. You have never been to her house, but I'm going to say, Melody, you ride the same bus as her. So you see her get off and know pretty much which house is hers. So let's start with the library bunch. You pull up to the library. It looks very, I feel like I'm saying library weird, but you pull up to the book place. And outside there are two, there is a badger as one statue and a raven atop it. It was an art piece done by a high schooler. The class got together and created this community type thing. It has since fallen into disrepair. And you probably see one person as you open the doors to the library, one patron. They are off in a corner, their nose in a book. There is a librarian sitting out front. She's at a desk, seemingly going through and stamping books, sticking on stickers on the front that will be used for the checkout. and she seems a little sad, a little down. A lot of people in the town are like that, especially the adults. Just seem to be. It's hard for them to recover from the tragedy. What would you like to do?
First things first is the card catalog.
Okay. Do you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to ask for help?
Yes.
Okay.
Anika barely knows the English words for half of the things that she says, so it's like, librarian would be helpful.
Yes. So you approach the librarian. She is stickering, and she kind of looks up. How can I help you, girls?
I'm looking for books on monsters.
Well, what kind of monsters?
Folklore.
Folklore. Yeah, all of my characters have glasses. And she's gonna kind of, do you have a region that you would like to focus on? Local folklore?
Or local, yeah.
Okay.
Also, do we have any maps of the quarry?
We have general maps. Do you mean like a sky view?
I wanted to know. I wanted to look into the mines and I wanted a map of the actual mines in the quarry.
Oh, well, we don't have anything like that here. It's a privately owned business, or it was. So they would have those on file at their local office. I do have a map view of the area from a helicopter, but I'm not sure if it won't be able to.
I'll look at it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. I have, and she's gonna go over to the large drawer system that is the card catalog, because they haven't switched over to computers yet because it's the 80s, early 80s, and she's going to start thumbing through some things. There were a couple articles that I can recall in the paper and down in the pits, but they would be from about 5 years ago. Would that work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And she kind of moves slowly off. She seems to be taking her time, but because she seems a little depressed. And there aren't that many patrons. The town isn't as active, so you could assume that it is because she has probably been quite alone in this place. And though she should be relishing the intrigue of these children who have come into her midst, she seems to be a little bit, maybe a little put off by it. She goes into the back room, and she turns on the light, starts filing through some papers, asks you guys to wait outside. And as she shuts the light off, I would like you guys to make a roll. Please roll me your brains. We'll say brains difficulty of 4.
I got 10.
I am going to have to use some points. I will use 3 points so that way I can get that 4.
Okay. You don't have to succeed at this.
I got a 1.
That's okay. There is no ultra failing in this.
Look, the D&D player in me is just like, failure is not an option.
Okay. How many tokens do you have left?
2.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, you do get you see it. So as the librarian turns off the lights, she turns out of this dark room, and you guys catch a glimpse of her as she begins to emerge from the darkness. You swear, and Gracie, you are sure that you saw her eyes use the same sheen that you'd see in a deer, a dog, a cat in the shadows when light peers in.
Emiko, she's a demon alien. We gotta go.
She walks over with the papers. Is this what you were looking for? There's an article right here on a Wendigo.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
And just like slaps it, looking this lady dead in the eyes, just slowly drags the paper over.
And she kind of all right, well, if you need anything else, I'll be up there. And she kind of gives you a half-assed, not a half-hearted smile, not half-assed, and walks back over to her desk, and she begins putting stickers back down.
Arigato. Just polite bow, takes the paper, and just immediately tries to go as far away from this creature as possible. I say creature because librarians are scary.
You know that you are not allowed to leave with these papers, but you can definitely go to the back of the library.
Yeah.
Kind of the opposite corner of the gentleman who is reading. And with that, we will switch over to our biking girlfriends. You you guys are strolling along. What are you guys talking about? What are you discussing? Or are you not talking at all?
Sorry.
Juliet, your hair is really pretty.
Oh, thanks. Yours is really cute.
Thanks.
Do you normally wear it in pigtails?
That's how my mom does it.
Oh. Well, how do you like to wear it?
I just usually put it in a ponytail, or I put a bandana on so it don't get dirty.
Oh.
Keeps it out of my face.
You should try a headband. It would look really cute on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Insight check. You guys make it to what you believe to be Cody's house, and as you do, would you like to go up and knock on the door? It's a modest, ranch. There is a 2-door garage, or 2-car garage. The garage door is open, and there seems to be 1 car in there, and Cody's bike is parked in the garage.
Okay, yeah, I'll go up and knock.
Okay, you knock on the door, and a woman answers it. She seems to be nice and bright, but a little you might consider tired. She seems to be a housewife of sorts that has like a person who's been preparing for guests for the last week that are coming in 2 days that they're super excited about, but so tired because like there's a lot to clean in a house. And, she hopes that they understand that sometimes you can't get to every corner of your house because there's a lot of animals there. And
Are you like warning us about Gen Con?
This character is so lifelike.
So much depth.
Sorry, escapism. She does look tired, but she answers, can I help you, children? Are you here to see Cody?
Yeah, we were wondering if she could come out and play for a bit.
Not after the phone call that I just got. Have you been home, girls?
No.
I would suggest that you go there. I just received a phone call from the police department about what you guys have been doing. And I don't appreciate that you've been taking my little Cody to the quarry when you are known that you're not supposed to be there.
It was for a school project, ma'am.
No school project should allow you to break the law.
We're real sorry.
We just wanted good rocks.
Yes, well, I hope that you have learned your lesson about those good rocks. Cody seems very scared and shaken about what has happened. Now, I'm not sure what exactly went on, but I know the police are going to look into it.
Sorry, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, you should go straight home, young ladies. And she kind of like bolsters her shirt and closes the door. And as you guys back away from the front door, you see Cody in the window, just like a puppy dog that has been locked in a cage.
Is the window on the first floor or the second floor?
It is a ranch, so the first floor.
Okay. Can I... Oh gosh, I don't have any paper. I was gonna try and slip her my phone number and then go home because my parents aren't home.
I have a notebook and a pencil.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Here. Write down this number and we'll sneak it over to the window.
Is it 867-5309?
8675309.
All right, you are able to sleep. I'm gonna make you roll for it because her mom was just at the door. Sorry. We're gonna say
wrap it around a rock and chuck it.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's not break a window.
Yeah, just straight through the fucking window.
I mean, how would you guys like to do that?
Or can we hide it under a rock in the yard?
That
and be like,
yes, that would be very intelligent. And you will not need to roll for that because you are just hiding it under a rock. And she does see it, nods to you guys, and kind of motions for you to get GTFO.
Okay, come on, let's go to my house. No one's there. We can just wait for her to call.
She said I should go home.
Well, yeah, but if you go home, then you won't be able to go out either. And then I'll have to sneak you out too.
Okay.
All right, let's go to my house. Come on.
You guys start biking to the high end of town, where you find the modest 2-story house that Juliet lives in with her parents and her baby sister. As she walks in, what does she see?
She sees it's nice inside, but it's that kind of nice that's just too clean. Like they have someone who comes in and clean, but there's obviously like no one's here like day to day. Like there's no like pile of shoes by the door. There's like not everything like has its place, and it's one of those houses where you're like, I'm scared to sit down.
I don't want to mess anything up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do you go in through the front door? Do you have a key to the front door? Probably.
Oh yeah.
You unlock the door and you hear something as you enter the house that you were not expecting, and you see the TV is going in the living room, and the lights are off. Your father is in there, and he is kind of slumped on the couch like he has had a long day, got home, just put on the TV. He doesn't have his feet up on anything because he's not that kind of guy, but he's definitely like gut out. You know how dads sit when they like don't put their
the dad spread.
Yeah. The dad spread. His back isn't connected at the bottom, so his like butt is halfway down the chair. His gut is kind of like protruding, which he only really lets out when he comes home. Normally he's in a 3-piece suit sort of thing as he goes to work, but he's since removed the jacket. He's unbuttoned his shirt, and he's just kind of flipping through channels. And yeah, he's gonna kind of look over and give you a nod. What would you guys like to do?
I'm just gonna say hi and like shoo her upstairs because I don't know if he's gotten a phone call. So I'm just gonna be like, "Hi, Daddy. We have to work on a project. We're gonna go upstairs to my room. Okay, bye."
Okay, honey. And he like waves and kind of slumps back and watches the TV. And you go upstairs. What does your room look like?
It's very pink. It has like that like 80s like canopy bed that like little girls always wanted, and she has like her own little TV with an Atari and like every Atari game because like her parents buy her love with stuff. So she has that, and she also has like every single Cabbage Patch Kid that's ever come out, and they're all like lined up like on a shelf on the wall.
You have an Atari?
Yeah, my dad bought it for me. It's okay. I mean, he just buys me like games every time he has to go on a business trip. If you want to play it, you can.
Okay. I have one too, but I don't have that game.
Which one?
E.T.
Oh, I mean, that one's pretty cool. Let's put it in while we wait.
You guys play for about 3 minutes until you hear the phone ring. Juliet, do you have a phone in your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. So after the second ring, would you like to pick it up or would you like to wait for your father to pick it up?
I'll pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up and you hear on the other end a lot of like scratching and like scraping and kind of breathing. And then you hear, Juliet?
Yeah, is this Cody?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm under a blanket. I don't want my mom to hear.
Okay. I was wondering why you were whispering.
You don't have to whisper.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna get in trouble too.
Oh, no, my dad doesn't care.
Okay, cool. So what are we gonna do?
Well, I'm here and Melody's here and we need to sounds like break you out of your house because your mom is like a mom. Like she told me no, and like no one ever does that. So like we need to get around that because we need to go back into the mines once we know what we're dealing with and like save that kid and like try and stop whatever this thing is. No, she just puts me in pretty girl pageants, and like as long as I do whatever she wants and I win first place, then she's just like, you can have whatever you want.
You lived a charmed life.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Okay, how are we gonna sneak me out?
How should we sneak her out?
She could get out the window.
Okay. Like when do your parents go to sleep?
I don't know, like 10:30.
Okay. So like once they go to bed, like we can come over and like sneak you out a window, and I can like you can like ride on the handlebars of my bike and we can go meet up with the other two.
It sounds terrifying, but I'm kind of interested. So let's go. And she says, all right, 10, let's say 10:40, okay?
Okay, 10:40.
Okay.
Is your mom a heavy sleeper?
I'm usually asleep when she's asleep, so I don't know.
Okay, it'll be fine. It's fine.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
She hangs up the phone.
So what do we do until 10:30?
I guess we can like play games and stuff. Do you want to call your mom and be like, you're going to work on your project and stay over the night at my house?
That's a good idea.
Here, you can
Okay.
use the phone.
And I call my mom and basically tell her that.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Melody. If your mother received a phone call from the police department saying that her daughter has been at the quarry and started making wild remarks about a boy being murdered by aliens, what would she react, or how would she react?
She honestly probably wouldn't be but so surprised other than by the part about the aliens.
Uh-huh.
Because I probably break into like abandoned houses and stuff
Okay.
pretty frequently. So I think she'd probably say, as long as you're working on a school project, you can stay out, but you're grounded tomorrow.
Okay. And Juliet's family is well enough known that she knows that she's not getting into trouble, or she's not one of the miscreants, if you will, of the town. She says that's okay. And let me just look real quick. Your father and your sister don't really have any plans for the night. She asks if you want anything dropped off. Toothbrush and toothpaste, probably. In fact, she wouldn't ask, she would insist that she's going to come drop stuff off for you, just because, it's not like you can share a toothbrush. That's absurd.
It's gross.
And she does say we are going to have a serious discussion about lying to police officers.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. And as you hang up the phone, your father, Juliet, walks upstairs, and he kind of knocks on the door.
Hi, Daddy.
And opens up the door. He's buttoned up his shirt since you have been in, and realizes that there's another person in the house, and he's, hey, sweetie pie, what's going on?
Oh, we have a project to work on. We were just taking a little break and playing some games first. But my friend's going to spend the night, and we're just going to stay up and get it all done tonight. And hopefully, we'll get, an A on it, because, I'm really excited about it.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
my mom's going to come and meet you and bring me, a toothbrush and pajamas.
Okay. Well, that sounds great, honey. What was your name? I'm sorry.
My name's Melody.
Very nice, Melody. What's your last name, Juliet?
Williams.
I'm Mr. Williams. Please let me know if you need anything. It's the best time as any. Juliet, I got you a gift. And he pulls out a box, and he's going to give you. It's not wrapped, but there is a bow that's just stuck on top of it. There was effort, but only the least amount. And you can see that the box shows a panoramic. It is a Polaroid camera.
Thanks, Daddy.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I just, we're so excited that you have decided to participate in the Miss Pittsville pageant, and we want to make sure that you are going to be doing your best.
I will, Daddy.
All right. You have a good night, girls.
Night, Daddy.
If you need any help with that, just let me know. We can try it out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And he's going to close the door and let you girls do the rest of your night's work.
Hey, Juliet.
Yeah?
When we go out, we should take your new camera, and then if we see something weird, we can get a picture of it, and then the grown-ups have to believe us.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. How do we put the film in it?
You definitely can ask your dad or read the directions.
I just take it and I open the box and I find the directions and I just kind of hand them to Melody along with everything else. Here. You're so much smarter than me. You can probably figure this out faster.
I'm not all that smart, but I usually don't give up on stuff, so I'll try it. Do you have a tape player?
Yeah, there's one right over there.
Okay, I got music.
Awesome. Is it a mixtape?
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to put it in.
Cool. And as you do, you again hear your father ascend the stairs, and he's gonna open the door. And I just want to make sure you guys are. Did you get the camera working? Did you try it yet?
I'm working on it.
Oh, do you want me to set it up? I think you just kind of put the film in it and then close it. But here, let me do it. And he like grabs the camera and he puts it in there, and he has it facing himself, and he like as he closes it, he hits the button that flashes in his face, and like the camera goes off, and he's okay, it works. And like you can see the film emerging from it, and he kind of hands it back to you. All right, do you guys want any snacks or anything? Your mom's not gonna be home till late, so if you want anything, just we can order a pizza or something.
Okay, Daddy.
All right. And he kind of blinks as he walks out the door, trying to regain his eyesight. And the picture has emerged from the front, and it's black and begins to process. And as you guys continue on through the night, don't not through the night, through the next couple minutes as you play another game. Melody, you notice that in the image, it's a little blurry because it was up close, but you might swear that her dad's eyes look weird in this picture.
Do your dad's eyes usually look like that?
Like what? What's wrong with it?
And you show her the picture, and she can see. It seems like might be a little blurry, might be a little out of focus, like something went wrong with the camera, but and you can swear that his eyes look white.
Oh, that is strange. Maybe it's just maybe it's like a reflection because like it was so close. Like when when the light's really bad and your eyes turn red because it's too dark.
Let's try it again.
Okay. You ready? Smile.
You guys take a selfie. Which might be considered the first selfie, except for it's not. But you wait the 1.5 to 2 minutes that it takes for the Polaroid to develop, and everything seems to be okay. Melody's eyes are a little red because the flash was on, and it was very close to your face, but neither of you get that white effect that you saw in the other picture.
That's weird. Maybe it was just like bad film?
We should check in with the others. Can we call the library? Are they still open?
What time is it?
That is a good question. It is a little bit later than we left off our friends at the library. So let me ask, what are you doing at the library after reading this article about the Wendigo?
I have taken meticulous notes.
Solid.
Much as I can to find out more, to find out as much about them as I possibly can.
She had the same eyes as the thing in the mines.
She could be Eric. Just nods.
Could be. That seems weird, but she's always been here.
Do you think the man over on the side has the same eyes?
We'd have to get him into the dark, because that's when it happened on her. We saw it in the dark. I don't want to bother him.
It's a library. It's meant to be quiet.
Unless we just turn off the lights. It could be an accident.
And Emmy seems real pensive about doing that.
As you guys are having this conversation, you see one of the articles that she pulled was from 9 months ago, from this accident that took place in the town. And Miko, you are a smart girl. As you read over this article, there's one thing that really stands out to you about it, and it talks about a change. How such loss and such a sudden departure from the norm can have an effect on people. And it talks about how depression and loneliness are an important thing that happen when somebody is in mourning. And it doesn't go into a ton of detail about that, but it just talks about how the fabric of the society has been changed, and how seemingly overnight something so terrible has had such an impact on the town.
And at that, kind of thinking about that, but do you think this has something to do with it? Like, would I know of any, because there are creatures that are like that kind of manifest themselves based on things like that. Would Emiko have heard any of these stories?
I think if anyone has, Emiko would have. Something like creatures that feed off of or are born out of intense emotions. Something that it would have to be something very powerful that created this thing. And you also know of creatures that feed off of strong emotions. Something that, if someone was angry or suffered from anxiety in some sort of way, these creatures would feed off of that fear or that anxiety and grow stronger. And I would like you both to roll a brains for me. Difficulty of 10.
Brains don't fail me now. That's an 8.
12.
All right. Gracie, as Emiko relays this information to you, something actually strikes you as odd now that you are looking at it from an outside perspective. It's been 9 months since this tragedy. Normally, if somebody dies, if something unexplained happens, people are sad and it brings them closer together. But the town hasn't reacted in that way. They've grown further apart, more isolated.
Everyone has been sadder than normal. Shouldn't still be like that. This town used to be a nice place before all that happened. I bet some creatures feeding off the depression in the city, stealing people's bodies and replacing them.
I think so too.
If there are creatures that do that.
Kitsune are body shifters. Same with Tanuki, but Tanuki, they're fun. They're in good spirits. Kitsune are shifters. They are tricky, but they don't do anything like this. This must be something
What, could
else.
Kitsune stab somebody with a spear?
Sometimes. Not all the time. Just don't be out by yourself late at night. And don't listen to what others tell you. Especially late at night. Without knowing them. Or knowing they are not a yokai.
Will do.
Do my
We gotta
eyes
tell
glow?
everyone else. So was there a dark there was a darker room, right, where she was. So
Yeah.
only one way to find out.
Yeah.
And I'll point over to the room, and we'll check each other's eyes, I guess.
Okay. Definitely do that. Since you guys are looking for it, there's no rolls that need to be made. It's very hard to see because you are both in a dark room. One of you has a flashlight, or Gracie, you have that industrial flashlight. Yeah. So you kind of shine it off to the opposite side where someone's eyes might catch the light, even though it's not directly on them. You don't see anything, and as you do the test on yourself, you don't see anything as well.
So it's just the adults.
But Eric had
The
it
grown-ups.
as well. But
maybe it's just not affecting kids.
Eric was with the crash. He was the
You
only
think this
one.
creature caused it?
Either caused it or came from it. Eric was saying that he would do what it took to get everyone back. Emiko
He said he had nothing left.
that one. He said that he had nothing left. If everyone in this town also feels like they don't have anything left, then maybe that's why this town isn't as lively as it once was.
Okay. We need to tell our classmates.
Do you know where they are?
I have no idea.
Welcome to the 80s.
Right?
We could.
And we don't have their numbers either.
No.
We didn't end up doing that.
Do we know where they live?
Make a brains, I'm going to say 6.
Okay.
It's a small town.
9.
Solid.
I don't know.
Nice.
I have no idea where anyone lives.
Amiko, you do know, I'm going to say you know where Juliet lives. She lives a couple blocks away from you. You also know where Cody lives.
Let's go to Juliet's. If Cody is going to be anywhere, I feel like it would be following Juliet.
Yeah, she's really stuck on her.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Some girls just want to be popular, guys. So you guys exit the library, avoiding eye contact with the librarian. Quickly get on your bikes and ride the way to Juliet's house. As you are going, you see coming down the road towards you, moving very quickly, a little redhead girl that you had just parted with about an hour ago, and she is going fast. She looks terrified. And as she sees you guys, she kind of slows down and like stops her bike, and she's like, guys, my dad, he had the same eyes. He had the eyes like the thing.
Librarian had them too.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
We need to find Juliet. We need to find Melody. We need to go back to the quarry.
She pulls out a piece of paper. I have her number.
Well, let's find a phone.
Amiko, you know where she lives.
I know where she lives. We can go and find her there.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Right.
But I can't drive past my house because I ran out.
Oh. Why?
Because my dad had the same eyes as the thing. It's scared. You're not scared? Okay.
I am.
Yeah.
I am scared.
We can take a side street or something. We'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. We have to figure out what we're gonna do. And she kind of like tucks a piece of paper back in her jean jacket, and she starts. She like gets behind you guys and follows you all. You arrive in the cul-de-sac with all of the nice houses, and Juliet and Melody are playing Atari.
I
As
feel
you
like this is where kids go for Halloween because
Yes,
of the nice
yes.
candy bars.
Oh, they for sure have the nice candy.
100%. And what would you guys like to do? Are you gonna knock on the door?
Yes. I would either, because I don't know what room Juliet's room is, so I would just be throwing rocks at blank windows. But if it appears like someone's home, I'll at least knock, or this seems like a house where I could doorbell.
Oh yeah, doorbell it up. You hear what I can only describe as dad noises, as just kind of as this gentleman, yeah, walks up. You see a man answer the door. He has his shirt tucked in, buttoned up, and he's kind of like looks at you guys. Are you here to see Juliet?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to spend the night too?
Don't think so. We're working on a class project together.
He kind of just shrugs and motions for you to go in.
We're finding rocks like these, and I'll show him my piece of quartz that I got.
He doesn't seem very interested,
No.
but appreciates you showing him. Closes the door behind you, and he ushers you up to Juliet's room. Cody is still very shocked by all that's going on, and she's just kind of like putting on a smile, and then as soon as the door closed, she's like, oh my god, you guys, oh my god, this thing, it got my dad. Oh my god, he's gonna die. He's gonna go down there and
Cody, calm down. Shh. Look at me. Calm down. Deep breath. Another one. One more. What happened?
So I was in my house, I was in my room, and I got out my flashlight because I was like in trouble and I was putting stuff away. And my dad walked in the hallway, and I accidentally clicked the light on, and I looked up and I saw him, and he had the same eyes. He had the same eyes of the creature we saw down there. And then he just kind of looked at me, and then he looked at the ground, and then he walked away, and I just freaked out and I ran out of the house.
We think it's got Juliet's dad too.
And a librarian.
She kind of like puts her hands down and like looks at the door. Why are we here?
Because we were waiting to go break you out.
Your dad is abducted.
I mean, he's still my dad. He still gave me a present.
I don't think it's your dad. I think we got ourselves a real invasion of the body snatcher situation here.
Yokai.
Or that.
I mean, his eyes look normal unless like we took like he took a photo of himself by accident, and that's how we saw it, but we didn't see him like turn into like a monster or anything.
That's it. That's the tell. That's how you know that they've been brainwashed.
You take a photo of them? People take photos of me all the time.
And light.
Yeah, it's the light in the eyes. It's like they look like freaking cats. She kind of puts her hands out behind her, like, obviously.
I hold up the picture. See, my eyes didn't do it.
Yeah, my eyes didn't do it either.
Neither did Emmy's or mine.
Wait, how do we know?
How do you know what?
Like how do we know that you three aren't like just like tricking us? Come here.
It's only
Come here.
adults.
All of you,
And,
line
like,
up. Line up.
Gracie takes their flashlight and like opens her eye and like shines it and, like, look.
All right, Gracie, hold still. Hold. Okay. All right, Emmy.
Just standing perfectly still like it's picture day.
Click. All right, Cody, come here. Click. Okay. Now we wait.
And as the silence takes over the room, you wait the 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Gracie's laying on the floor waiting, like, God.
It feels like 10 minutes.
It does, for sure. And Cody starts going, as the calm takes over her, she starts going through and looking at Juliet's room, and she's just like astonished by all the cool things that Juliet has, and she's obviously very jealous of your coolness. And as you see the pictures develop, there seems to be no white light in the eyes of your friends like there was in your father's.
Okay, fine. You guys pass. I guess you're okay.
It only happens to adults.
What about Eric? He wasn't an adult.
No, but he was with the crash. When Gracie and I went to the library, we found something, or at least we think we found something. There
What'd you?
are creatures that manifest themselves based off of
Depression?
yes.
Feeling?
Yes.
Yeah, grieving, depression.
Yes. And Eric he was the only survivor from crash. If he was there, he said he had nothing left and his eyes were the same. If he was sad enough, he would be like them. He would be sad like an adult.
Oh my gosh. So people who are sad have this thing? Is it
I
like
mean-
an infection?
Think
about this town.
It is the town. For the last 9 months, things have not been happy here. They have not been good here.
You're right. They canceled the fair.
There was a
They
fair?
did.
Yeah, the spring fair. They always have a spring fair, and they canceled it because no one was helping, and they canceled it because nobody was gonna go. Everyone's at home.
Except the librarian. She has an important job. But if Eric went to that place, maybe that creature is still there. If we can remove the yokai, we can fix the town maybe.
How are we gonna kill this thing? How are we gonna remove it?
We don't need to kill it. And she
Maybe-
reaches into her bag and pulls out her flute and says, "We just need to banish it."
Maybe if we go tell it a knock knock joke, it'll get happy and then leave.
Cody looks at both of you like you're nuts. You're gonna play a flute at it?
Worst case scenario, I can throw rocks at it.
We don't need rocks. We need salt and paper.
Okay, well, okay, all right, okay. So if this thing feeds off of loneliness, like, let's just not be lonely, right?
But it's not just
We're all
us.
together.
We can't stop the man in the library from feeling lonely by ourselves. We can't stop the pizza workers from feeling lonely by themselves. We can't stop our teacher from feeling lonely. We can stop each other, yes, but we can't stop others without addressing this directly.
So you want to go fight this thing?
We don't need to fight it.
Im-
We just need to trap it and then we can banish it. Send it back to wherever it came from.
She looks at Melody like, help me.
And Mako, what did you tell the police earlier they needed?
Holy water. Holy water, salt, and seals.
Where do we get that?
Like seals from like the ocean?
I need paper.
I don't get it.
Gracie pulls out just like a tattered like spiral notebook, and I got plenty of paper.
And Emiko is just going to start ripping them into sheets, and you just see her scrawling. It is most certainly in Japanese, not in English, but she makes a small stack of papers and says, if we can trap the creature in salt, then we can use the seals to keep it trapped, to send it back.
Okay, I mean, she seems like she knows what she's talking about, guys. I feel like she's very confident in the things that she's, and I don't know what's going on. I don't.
That's what grandmother told me.
The police didn't do nothing. They didn't call the army, the Air Force. There's no one's coming. No one's coming to help us.
Okay, all right. I know where we can get some salt.
I mean, we could just get it from my kitchen.
I mean, how much salt do we need?
Enough for a circle.
How big of a circle?
The thing looked kind of big.
Bigger than the creature.
My parents have salt for the snow at the house. Oh,
But you ran away.
We could
Is
check
it-
out in the garden shed. There might be some out there. Our gardener is like stocked on everything.
okay.
Said we also need holy water.
How do you make holy water?
Well, they have them at church.
Can we just bless water? Isn't that it? That's what it is, right?
I don't
Now
know.
you need a priest.
Okay.
It involves a special ritual.
I don't know if we have time for a ritual.
I would like to use my one of my adversity points for my prepared skill, and
Okay.
say that is one of the things that grandmother made sure that I never left the house without.
Holy water?
Yes.
All right, solid. I dig it. All right.
Emiko just stone face pulls out a vial.
You have 100% convinced Cody that this is what you need to do. Okay, well let's go check the shed. Let's get the salt, put on our bikes, and let's go get this thing.
Okay, follow me.
Gracie, what do we need for your trap to work?
I'm gonna need well, we need to basically have some high point outside. Like, we can draw it out. If we can draw it out, we just need to push rocks down on it.
Okay.
Also,
push
the
rocks
mines
on
didn't look that stable. Maybe there's something left at the quarry that we can, at worst case, seal this thing in.
But if it's sealed in, it might not stop it. Its presence emanates these feelings and draws
Gotta
them
have
in.
a plan B.
It hits the whole town, man. Okay.
If we trap it under rocks, when we trap it under rocks, we spread the salt and we perform the ritual as quickly as we can. That way it's stationary and the salt will bind it to that place.
Okay. Let's do this.
And then Cody smiles and she's like kind of looking around at you guys and she's like, all right, we're like not Drew Barrymore.
We're
like
like Charlie
Nancy
and her angels.
Yes. Oh, awesome. And you guys go into the shed. There is definitely a bag of rock salt in there for the winter. You're able to move through the town fairly easily. Gracie and Emiko, you're unaware of the worry that you're putting your parents through, but you make it back to the quarry. You are able to go in through the same place that you have gone before. You have all the items you need for this trap. Are you going to go back to the crack, or?
I think what Emiko will suggest is that if we set up the trap above, like right where the entrance is, she will try and play her flute to lure the monster out.
Okay. That sounds good. You are able to set up the trap. Is it a heavy duty trap? What kind of trap are we talking?
Probably just, rocks the size, a 13-year-old girls could carry,
Solid.
Yeah. So just something to at least like keep it there long enough. We're not trying to smush it all at once,
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for it because I feel like Gracie's made traps like this before, like in the backyard for squirrels and stuff, like to
Catch
Yeah,
them.
she has like
Yes,
That's
obviously.
where to put like sticks and everything, so it's just in there just right, and just one little thing will send it tumbling.
All right, cool. So you were able to set this up. Are you all hiding?
Emmy's not. Because
Okay.
she can't. She has to be front and centered. And
Yeah.
I need to be
I'll
prepared.
stay out with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will too.
I'm going to hide off to the side and try and get a photo of it so we
Okay.
can prove that we aren't crazy.
It's a good idea.
Ooh,
All right. Go ahead.
Juliet,
Yes.
when the creature comes out, can you use your camera to stun it?
I can try. Just flash it.
We'll need all the time
Okay.
that we can buy.
All right.
Then she'll take out a, she'll give some of the seals and the salt to Melody, some of them to Cody, and say, when it comes out, both of you complete a circle around it.
Okay. All right. And she like kind of pauses. When this is over, like, are we gonna hang out? She kind of looks at Juliet.
Can I hear from where I'm at?
Sure.
Okay. Like, yeah. Why not?
Like, really?
Like, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So,
And,
yeah, I'm going to start playing my flute. I'll try and make
Okay.
it sound as somber and sad as I can.
Okay. So you start playing your flute, and for a little while, you don't hear anything. And then after about 5 minutes, after the time span of your children ability to sit still for any period of time is hitting the threshold, and you think maybe we didn't see what we saw, you hear that scraping sound again. It's slow moving. It's kind of drawing the blood back to your skin. Your hair is going on end. And you see the mist start to come in. This mist is thick, and it seems to start to lick at you. And as it gets close, Cody grabs Emiko's hand or arm as she's playing her flute. And when she does, you notice that the mist around both of them pushes away a little bit. And the somber music continues. The mist gets thicker. The people who are standing by themselves can kind of feel it rising on their bodies. And in the darkness, you see a shape coming through the tunnel. It's an odd shape, more like a sack of potatoes with sticks for limbs. You don't see a head, but it's hard to make out anything in this mist. It gets closer. The scraping continues as it moves stiffly through. What are you guys doing?
Nervous fluting intensifies.
Gracie is waiting with just like a stick wedged in there to just push these rocks down onto this creature as soon as she can.
Juliet is trying to be inconspicuous as possible, but she's getting like that nervous leg twitch.
You feel the mist continue to move up to your knee and your thighs, and it's almost up to your waist now, Juliet and Gracie. You guys were making a salt circle?
When the creature is fully out, Melody and Cody were.
Okay, and then you're gonna drop rocks on it?
Yeah, we were going to drop rocks and then salt circle around it while it was
Drop
still
rocks.
trapped under
While
the
I'm
rocks.
stunning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So stun, rocks, salt.
Okay. So everyone is waiting for Juliet to make her move.
How close is it?
20 feet.
Is it within rock distance? Like, is it at our predetermined rock spot?
It is 20 feet with it is now 15 feet outside the trap.
Just keep waiting
10.
for it.
5, 3, 1.
Go,
It is
go,
dead.
slash,
And then a very shrill upbeat on the flute and just now!
Flash.
The flash goes off, and though it is not very clear in this light, you see the shape, you see the creature in the fog. I've sent it if anyone wants to look at it. It is
I didn't.
the head is protruding from the neck that is bent over completely. Their arms don't seem to end in anything but a bone spike. Its feet come to a point as if these bone spikes are protruding, and that is what it's walking on. It's what's been sliding down the corridor with. One of its arms seems to have a stringing thing coming from it. It's dragging the other part, the other bone sphere that has blood covering it. The flash goes off. The white eyes shine in the light. The rocks. Gracie, please make a brawn. Difficulty 6.
7.
Solid. You bite your teeth and you pull that stick. The rocks begin to fall down upon this creature. You hear a wail coming from it, as if this thing hasn't spoken in a century and it is simply exhaling any sort of sound. The rocks fall upon it, and it, standing on spikes, crumbles to the ground very quickly. Cody springs forward with half a bag of salt in her arms, and she shakily is making half of a salt circle.
I'm doing the same.
And as you get to the other side, you meet to look to see what this creature is. Imiko has stopped playing the flute. The rocks have
throwing out the seals that I did, just like onto the creature the entire time, just speaking incantations in my mother tongue, just going for it.
She is spouting Japanese like it is her job. The rocks are crumbling. The seals go on the rocks. Then there is silence as the rocks begin to fade, or as the sound of the rocks begin to fade. The mist has receded, and you all stand there. Melody, you realize Cody is holding your arm very tightly as you are both on the opposite side of this thing. And there is a moment of silence.
Then Emiko is going to pull out the holy water that she has and just say a quick prayer to ask for her grandmother's blessing in performing this rite. This is the first time that, 1, anyone else has believed her about yokai, 2, that yokai are real, and 3, that she's had to seal one on her own. So, with her friend's help, so she is going to ask for the blessing of the spiritual women in her family that came before her. And then she is going to just uncork it and throw the fucking thing all on the creature.
The rocks have covered it for the most part, but you drop the glass vial on the rocks. It breaks, spilling out the water. And in the silence, you all kind of breathe until you hear the rocks begin to move again.
Gracie is gonna run down and, like, just as she can, like, just like pull people, like trying to gather everyone up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, having seen that, like, when the two of them were together, the mist couldn't get them. Like, and she says, "No, we need to stay together. We need to stay together. This thing feeds on loneliness."
And as the creature begins to rise, the mist beginning to come forth from it again, Gracie is correct in that the mist does not seem to touch you. The creature seems to be very injured, though you can tell it's not from the rocks. The creature didn't seem to be bothered by that much at all. Much more of an inconvenience than anything, but it does seem to be very put off by what it is witnessing in front of it. And as it rises shakily, its legs kind of splitting, as it tries to regain the tips on the ground, Cody turns to Melody, who she has still clutched in her arm, and she just says, I love you guys! Seriously! Like, I've never done anything like this, and I'm so glad that someone else is here with me, and you guys are just fucking best. And as she does this, the creature stumbles again, going to one knee, even though it doesn't have really knees.
It goes to one knee joint.
Yes. Yes.
I love you too, Cody. And Juliet, I didn't used to like you, but you have video games, and you're welcome to come to my house and play video games with me at any time.
I'm gonna grab who am I by?
Everyone has been gathered together, so
Okay.
you're close to everyone.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Cody's other arm and I'll grab Gracie. I'm gonna say, you guys are awesome. I don't have any friends, but I really want to be friends with you guys because this is scary and I don't want to do it alone.
And
Gracie.
go for it.
Gracie will say, I move around a lot in being an army brat, and I've never done anything like this. I usually just spend my time in the woods, and this has been so much fun and horrifying, and I love you guys.
And at that, Emmy is going to turn around and she's going to smile at the four of you as best she can and says, I've never had friends like this before, and I'm so happy that I get to spend these moments with you. This is a part of my life I never thought I would get to share with anyone, and I'm glad that I get to share it with all of you here.
I love y'all.
I love you too.
As you all embrace, you feel this mist that has been permeating the air recedes. You hear this wailing from this creature. It seems that your show of friendship and love towards each other has injured it, and it recedes back, and you can see in the darkness its eyes are flickering. Its shape begins to shrink in this show of compassion and sharing that you guys have all done with each other. And with a final wail, you see it reach out with its bone claw spike, and in that moment, it fades and falls to the ground. As you emerge from the quarry, not sure if what you have done has solved the problem. You know it has pushed it away for now. You walk back to the town. You see something strange, something you haven't seen in a long time. People are emerging onto the street, and though it is 7 o'clock in the evening, people are looking at each other as if they've been isolated for so long, been alone. And they're reaching out to their neighbors, to their friends. They're smiling, laughing. They're enjoying time together. And you realize that though loneliness and tragedies have caused problems, they have made you feel certain things and have crippled this town to be isolated, lonely, and all of that. You feel that with what you've done, showing compassion towards each other, putting yourself out there, talking, touching, all of these things have freed the town of this grief and this loneliness.
And that is it for our Kids on Bikes game. I do believe so. So thank you, LB, for running this game. This was incredible.
Awesome.
That was so good.
Clean Girl Squad!
Girl Squad!
Girl Squad! Yes!
Girl.
Yep.
Beat a demon.
We got a new follower too.
Yeah. Oh, did we?
Did we?
Thank you, Bacter. Thank you for the follow. You have helped earn $5
Do it, do
additional dollars to
Do the thing.
Any Changes organization. It's so good. So, thank you for helping raise additional funds. I tallied it all up earlier. We are at $130 raised for Tiny Changes just based on new followers. So thank you to everybody who has helped make a tiny change in some people's lives. We are also going to be doing a giveaway right now. So if you would like to win this Elderwood Academy Dragon Miniature Dice Set, now is the perfect time to be able to do that. So the giveaway has started. All you need to do is !giveaway in the chat. But we must now get ready for our game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition to finish off this 12-hour charity stream. So I would like to say thank you to LB for running this fantastic game. Thank you all for playing in this incredible journey as we go through our first annual Guildhome gathering. And we will try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place. And we will see you guys soon. All right, everybody.
Bye, guys. See you in the chat.
Bye.